Millions of livelihood have been shattered due to COVID-19 and there is growing uncertainty all across the world. During this period, patience is absolutely essential. I hope you all and all your family members are safe and healthy. As we all know that the lockdown has been extended up to 3rd of May 2020, there is some sigh of relief for few of us. To mitigate the hardship, select activities will be allowed under the strict guidelines during this lockdown with effect from 20th April 2020. Hello all, my name is Karun Nagpal and in this video I am going to talk about the revised guidelines issued by Ministry of Home Affairs and additional activities that can be operationalized with effect from 20th April 2020. This relief shall not be applicable in COVID-19 hotspot and containment zone as demarcated by state and union territories. Government has already demarcated certain zones where the number of COVID-19 cases are high. Let us discuss the permitted and restricted activities in detail. Let us now discuss the guidelines issued by Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) in this regard. So this guidelines has divided activities in two parts, allowed or not allowed. So activities that will be prohibited till 3rd of May 2020, that includes domestic and international air travel, all passenger movement by train. So Indian Railway will be under lockdown. Buses for public transport, metro rail services, all those states who have metro will not be operational. Inter-district or interstate movement of individual except for medical region. All educational institutions such as school, colleges will not be operational during this period. All industrial and commercial activities other than specified. So we will talk about the specified commercial industrial activities later on. All hospitality services other than specified. All cinema halls, malls, shopping complex, gymnasium, sports complex, swimming pool, entertainment parks, etc. All social, political, sports and cultural religious functions such as marriages, etc. In case of funeral, congregation of more than 20 people is not permitted. So let us now talk about the permitted services during this period of lockdown with effect from 20th April. These services can be started. So that includes health services including Ayush. So hospital, nursing home, laboratories, dispensaries, chemists, etc. Manufacturing units such for all these medical devices, construction of medical infrastructure including manufacturing of ambulances, movement of all medical and veterinary personnel, scientists, nurses, paramedical staff, etc. is allowed. Under agricultural and related activities, all agricultural and horticulture activities, fisheries including processing, packaging, cold chain, sale and transfer, plantation and processing of tea, coffee, rubber, cashew with a maximum of 50 workers. Organization has to ensure that they follow the social distancing rule and they provide accommodation within the premises. Processing, distribution and sale of milk and related product, transport and distribution of the milk and its supply chain. So all those related activities are allowed. Operation of animal husbandry including poultry farm, livestock farming, etc. Animal feed manufacturing including supply of raw materials such as maize and soya. Operation of animal shelter such as goshalas. So all these activities are allowed under agriculture and related activities. Next we have financial sector. So under financial sector, Reserve Bank of India will be operational. Apart from that, the financial markets entity like NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India, CCIL, Clearing Corporation of India Limited, Payment System Operator, Standalone Primary Dealers, all these will be operational. Banks will be operational, its branches and ATM will be operational. IT vendors who are providing services to the banks to facilitate the banking operations will be functional, and banks branches to be allowed to work as per the normal working hours till the direct benefit transferred is complete. SEBI capital market, debt market services as notified by SEBI. So insurance regulator and insurance companies are allowed to operate. Then under social sector, home for children, disabled, mentally challenged, senior citizens, women and widows, etc. So that will be operational. Observation homes and places for safety for juveniles, and disbursement of social security, pension, old age, widow, PPF services, EPFO will be operational. So in case of Anganwadi, only the distribution of food item will be done once in a fortnight at the doorstep of the beneficiary. Now comes the educational institution. So all educational and training institution will remain closed during this lockdown period, and online teaching and distance learning has to be encouraged. And government has earmarked Doordarshan and will come up with some other educational channel to facilitate teaching, online teaching and distance learning. Then we have an Manrega. So this is a scheme, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Under this scheme, the rural youth adults are provided employment guarantee for 100 days. So work under the scheme can be started with strict implementation of social distancing, and face masks with mask will be provided to the workers, and the priority will be given to the irrigation and water conservation work. Then comes the public utility. So operation of oil and gas sector, including refining, transportation, distribution. So all these products, petrol, diesel, kerosene, its manufacturing and transportation will be started from 20th April 2020. Then generation of and distribution of power, and postal services will be operational, and operations of utilities such as water, sanitation, waste management, telecommunication and internet services. Then comes movement of goods cargo. So both inter and intrastate movement is allowed. All goods traffic will be allowed to ply from 20th April 2020. Operation of railway transportation, airport, cargo movement, relief and evacuation services, seaports, inland ICD, cargo transport, land port transportation for essential including petroleum products and LPG, food products, medical supply, etc. will be allowed. So movement of trucks with two driver and one helper. So there should be three people in a truck. Shops for truck repair will be allowed to open from 20th April, and then dhabas on highway will also be operational. Movement for staff for operations of railway, airport, air carrier, seaport, ships, vessel, land ports, ICD allowed on pass, which is being issued by the local authorities. Then we have supply of essential goods. So all facility for essential goods, whether involved in manufacturing, wholesale, retail of goods through local store, e-commerce companies, without any restriction of timing for opening and closing. Shops including kirana and single shops selling essential goods, and including ration shops dealing with food and grocery of daily use, fruits, vegetables, dairy, milk products, poultry, meat, fish, animal feeds, fodder, without any restriction on opening and closing timings. So authority will encourage and facilitate home delivery to minimize the movement of individual outside their home. Then some of the commercial and private establishment that are allowed. So print and electronic media, including broadcasting, DTH, cable services, IT and IT related services with a maximum of 50% strength. Data and call center for government activities, common service center at Gram Panchayat level, e-commerce companies vehicle will be used to you will be allowed to apply with necessary permission. So e-commerce can start their operations. Courier services, cold storage, warehousing services, private security services, facilities management services, hotel, homestay, lodge, motel subject to necessary approvals. Establishment earmarked for quarantine facilities, services provided by self-employed such as electrician, repair, plumber, motor, all these repair self-employed people can start their operations. All industrial establishment operating in rural areas outside the limit of municipal corporation. So manufacturing and industrial establishment in SEZ EOU, provided they shall make arrangement for stay of workers and shall adhere to social distancing norms. Drug, pharmaceutical, medical devices, food processing industries in rural areas, production unit which require continuous process and their supply chain, manufacturing IT hardware, coal production, mines, mineral, explosive activities, and manufacturing units of packaging material, jute industries with staggered shift and social distancing, oil and gas exploration refineries, brick kilns in rural areas are allowed. Construction activities, construction of roads, irrigation projects, buildings, all kind of industrial projects including MSME in rural areas, construction of renewable energy projects, continuation of work in construction projects where the workers are available on site and no worker is required to be brought from the outside. Movement of individual in their private vehicles for medical reasons and for procuring essential commodities is allowed and subject to certain conditions. So in case of four-wheeler, there should be two passengers and along including the driver, and in case of two-wheeler, only the driver is permitted, and the personnel who are traveling to their work places are allowed and are under exempted category. So here please note that this permission is for movement is allowed only in case of zones which are green zones. So in case of hotspot and containment zone, this is not allowed. Under Office of Government of India and State Government, Defence, Central Armed Forces, Health and Family Welfare, Disaster Management, National Informatics Center, Food Corporation of India, Nehru Yuva Kendra and Custom will be operational. Other ministries and department will function with 100% attendance for Deputy Secretary and above. Remaining staff to follow 33% attendance. And police, home guard, civil defense, fire, emergency services will be operational. So that's all we have under the permitted category. So now let us talk about what if someone do not follow these guidelines. Now let us talk about the offences and penalty for violation of these lockdown measures. So anyone who do not follow the guidelines will be prosecuted under the Disaster Management Act, and there can also be legal action under Indian Penal Code. So I have shared another video on that, the offences on separate video on offences and penalty for violation. Please do watch that as well. And that's all I have in my video. Thank you for watching. Please stay at home and stay safe. Thank you.